Good morning, my friends. This is me, Waddles, and sit back, buckle up, because it's happened. Oh my god, it's time. The Realism Craft version 1.3, it's out now, and this is the most important update so far. Again, besties, I just need to say thank you so much. Your support on all of these Realism Craft videos lately, I mean, it's like overwhelming. I appreciate it. It means the world to me. And I mean, if you guys keep wanting the update videos, then I'll make the update videos. Tap that like button and let's go. So yes, Realism Craft. It got a brand new update. This update video is coming out a little bit later than ideally I would have wanted because, I mean, I guess things have just been crazy in the community. I'm sorry. When creating a world inside of Realism Craft 1.3, nothing has been changed at all. This is actually such a great, nice thing. Inside of the 1.2 update, there were some big changes to world generation and how things would be, so you might have wanted to make a new world. With this one, aside from some bug fixes relating to generation that we'll talk about, nothing major changes. With a world, you could use your plain old, same old one. So first things first, let's teleport back over to that ancient world, the one that we looked at when Realism Craft version was 1.0. Inside of this world, I've got essentially Pillager Outpost. Those birds are so beautiful. Pillager Outpost, New York City. Outpost. There's a piece of an outpost somewhere else, maybe like behind that one. These Pillager Outposts are essentially the new version of the Pillager Outpost. That means the old one, I don't believe you'll find it anywhere inside of your world. Inside of this update, a major change has happened with this outpost that's going to help you with 1.21 big time. One word, ominous. Inside of a Minecraft 1.21, a lot of ominous things are going on, and they're very important. Now, one of the best ways to get those ominous things is over at the Pillager Outpost. You find the banner head, you take out the banner head. No major vanilla Minecraft mechanics have been changed inside of Realism Craft. You keep that in mind. So if you kind of know how one thing is meant to work, then, you know, you just do that exact same thing. Except the problem was, Pillager Captains, aka Bannerheads, were never spawning here. Whoa, okay, when I came here last time, I didn't notice the details here. A dark oak log pile. Oh, that's beautiful. I was in a little bit too much of a rush, a little bit of danger going on. Wait, that's crazy. You put the banner onto the chain. Oh, that's cool. So you can see here, hanging around for a little bit of time at this outpost. This outpost is functioning pretty much like a standard vanilla one would, where like pillagers basically keep spawning and spawning and spawning. I'm not too sure what the bounding box is looking like with these outposts, but that should mean theoretically something like, say, my outpost farm that'll get you lots of ominous bottles. Well, that should theoretically work in a Realism Craft. From the looks of the changelog for this update, one of the biggest focuses is polishing up Realism Craft, making it feel better and more polished than ever before. VFX settings, there are so many inside of this thing, like it does a lot. Unfortunately, with so many different options and different things, animations, that means there's probably going to be quite a bit of bugs. And yeah, one of the other big things inside of this update are various animation and VFX bug fixes. And take a look at that tumbleweed. Wow, is that how those things will work when they ever get added to vanilla Minecraft? Look at how cool it is. It's just cut it on through. Wait, will these cactus hurt me? Do the cacti hurt? Yay, the cacti aren't real. No big deal. Can I hit the tumbleweed? Oh, okay, I can hit the tumbleweed. It's just a stick now. My bad. One of the largest VFX fixes here you might have encountered, depending on what kind of farming you like to do, it has to do with melons. Melon seeds were apparently completely invisible. Whoopsies. Definitely not apparently completely invisible anymore. You can totally see those things. Also, there have been quite a few different animation fixes, most specifically the player's animations in Realism Craft in multiplayer. But let's actually go ahead and throw it back to melon seeds for a minute, because melon seeds, that's interesting. That's kind of like the perfect segue. Let's see if I can get lucky, because definitely climate-wise, it totally should be over here, but will it be? I don't know. I'm looking for a jungle right now, because inside of this update, it's almost essentially the Realism Craft jungle update, with so many fixes happening there. Jungle. Okay, desert pyramid, small mini oasis is beautiful. Forest, that's definitely not what I needed. I think that's jungle. All right, so it's kind of getting to be a bit of a joke at this point. Maybe it's you and I's little inside joke together, but this is not part 2 of Realism Craft video. Instead, this is like part 1.7 or whatever you want to call it right now. I still haven't really had the chance to show you what the jungle biome looks like in Realism Craft, but oh wow, it's beautiful. First off, ocelot. Oh, my heart, I just want to tame you. If only they would make it so I could tame the ocelot. Look at that thing. The little animations are so perfect. Hi, kitten. You do your thing. I'm just passing through. All right, so inside of the jungle biome, there are different structures and villages. Did somebody say jungle village that you can find? This biome is so good feeling. It's like almost a little bit more like a, if you want to say like spread out and less dense than the classic one. However, the further we move into it, I think this is maybe technically the sparse jungle. Once I move farther into it, it definitely starts to feel heavy, swampy, jungly, you know, all the stuff like that. Inside of this update, we have a few bug fixes, specifically involving the jungle. But wow, let's just immerse ourselves in this beautiful place for a minute. Look at the sky inside of the jungle. It looks like heavy, steamy, the clouds all over the place. All of these plants is so lush and alive. Jungle village in the tree, I love this place. And this actually borders a mangrove swamp too, which is so cool looking. We need to just get back in this and explore. I promise, one of these days I will. Jungle village though, real quick, while I'm here, might as well, why not? Let's see if we can get up to it. All right, so to actually get into the jungle village, you're gonna find the main center tree, climb up the ladder. The ladder's gonna go up to a trap door. Close the trap door, villagers don't want to leave, right? Inside of this village right here, we're gonna have a custom loot that ties to the jungle. Then we've got a plain old villager. Doesn't really look too different, but fine, it's cool. At least just adding a village, that's enough for me. Cartographer table right there, farmer table. We go ahead and move out here. Then we have to be careful. You don't want to fall off the side of the jungle village. Instead, what you want to do, maybe break some of the leaves and move around to the jungle village, because maybe there will be more. Okay, well, tragically, spoiler alert, there is not more. This is just a simple small tree house, but it's so cool how they built that into the tree. I love it. Next up, instead of jungle village, we are looking for jungle the temple. If we can find the jungle temple, we can find one of the bug fixes, or not find one of the bug fixes because it's been fixed, right? The jungle temple. Exploring inside of this version of the jungle, I mean, the fog makes it harder to see, like, farther, right? But, like, exploring in this version of the jungle, it's way more open, obviously, than the vanilla one, so a jungle temple is gonna stand out a little bit more. Seems like behind me, oh, you creeper, it seems like behind me is the mangrove swamp. This way is more of the jungle. Maybe we'll get lucky here. Charlie XCX, I need apples.
1 hour later.
Jungle temple, please, anywhere. I've been running for hours on hours. No food, I'm starved. No single jungle temple in sight. Okay, well, anyways, the bug fix had to do with grass popping up in the jungle temple. It won't happen anymore. It's going to be more immersive than ever before. And we've also got a big bug fix having to do with the vines on the side of blocks. Next up, foolish me, how could I? Shortly after I dropped a part 1 of Realism Craft a couple of weeks ago, none other than Spark Universe themselves sent me a message, and I forgot to see the message. They were basically just wondering if I could give it a little mention that yes, they have a Discord, and inside of that Discord, send ideas for the next update, showcases, a little bit of support, and even more. Creators of Realism Craft wanted me to give that a little nod, a little quick mention, so there you go. I'll go ahead and link that Discord down in the description below if you'd like to be, like, you know, in the community. Now, tragically, the changelog for this next change is a little bit vague. We're not going to be able to get the specifics here. But structures. All across the world in Realism Craft, you will find structures on structures. A lot of those structures are brand new ones. Take a look at that ruined portal. Oh, it's beautiful. The pillager outpost. Great example. Really unfortunate placement, though, for the villagers. I don't know why they settled next to giant, ancient, double-up pillager outpost castle. According to the changelog of the most recent Realism Craft update 1.3, loot tables have been improved across all the structures. I mean, taking a look at this loot table right here, that's not bad looking. Like, that's pretty decent. I don't remember specifically what we found in part 1 when we found the structure initially, but I remember being like really disappointed. Oh, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Usually there would be 2 here though in vanilla, right? So that's a little different. We'll go ahead and give this little villager outpost right here, the encampment, little quick test. Any loot tables? Any loot tables? Please give me the loot. Give me the loot. I love these tents. They're so beautiful. I want to steal this design and put it in my world. And the rocks right here with the cobblestone, that adds so much detail to it. Aha, there's a rule. The loot's always going to be the last building that you check. The loot table right here, I mean, you know, it's kind of just like a generic village. Oh, yeah, that's a little bit better than a generic village loot table. That's not bad. Now, all of these beautiful structures aside, next up, what I think I need to do is actually find my way back over to the ocean. Inside of the ocean, there are a couple different new structures you can find. There's this beautiful boat one. Keep that in mind. We'll come back to it next time. I promise, I swear. Inside of the ocean, from time to time, if you're really lucky, you're going to be able to find essentially what looks to be a small, tiny raft. raft. If you get close enough to this tiny raft, you will find that there's an inhabitant on this raft. Well, my, who are you? Wait, first off, the loot. Yes, delicious. Second off, wandering trader. So this structure right here, this is called a wandering trader raft. You'll find this out in the ocean. This structure has a change in this update where the sea pickles, they are no longer going to be lit. This is basically a bug. Remember, the sea pickles should only be lit when they're under the ground, and there we go. Just had to update them, I guess. This is such a cool idea, though. Implement the wandering trader into the world like it's actually properly wandering. I don't believe any of the wandering trader trades have been changed, by the way. All right, you take a seat, because for this one, oh, it's big. For this one, it's back to square one, or at least like almost square one. We're near world spawn. Near world spawn, there were a whole lot more small trees. These small trees right here, I can go ahead and walk up to them. Weird staircase and slab log things that add to the realism. Yeah, those still break really quick. I don't know if that's how it's always going to be, but that's how it is right now. But the normal logs right here, we're going to go ahead and get an axe to speed it up. We go ahead and chop these down and... Oh, wow. That's the first time I saw it. We chopped the logs down and the leaves, they will now actually break in Realism Craft. I mean, that's quick. That's really fast. I wonder if they'll ever come back around and maybe like slow it down a little bit. But wow, leaves will actually break in Realism Craft. This is one of the biggest problems that Realism Craft had since it launched a month ago. The leaves, they just wouldn't ever decay, and now leaves will actually decay when you chop a tree down. As soon as you get rid of the logs, including the staircase slab ones, the leaves will disappear. Oh, that's so much better. That makes it so much nicer. And when the leaves disappear and break, they seem to break really quick, but they do definitely drop their loot. Now, that was like a basically standard oak tree. I figured, why not? We go ahead and try this out on a different kind of tree as well. And so there we go. After exploring for a little bit of time, definitely by foot, eventually I found a brand new biome. And in this brand new biome, we've got some beautiful savanna trees. If I go ahead and chop out the staircases on this part, yes, it definitely is working though. As soon as I remove the logs that are attached to the leaves will decay. Oh, just like that. It's beautiful. What about, say, a stunningly gorgeous, I almost feel terrible about doing this, but a perfect palm tree. If I go ahead and chop down the palm tree, yes, same exact thing. Leaves decay. They actually decay across the board now. It's beautiful. And leaves don't instantly decay when you grow a custom tree. So, yeah, I guess this was a thing where, like, if you grew a tree, like, bone mealed it, grew it, whatever, then the leaves would just start decaying right away, and it was not exactly good. By the way, take a look at the detail here with the Realism Craft. When you grow a tree with, like, a sapling, it actually grows into whatever those, like, new trees are. Like, take a look at that cherry stem right there. That's thick. And this cool custom tree growing, it's going to translate out to the different other trees as well. Like the acacia one, it now makes the trees that look like that. Meanwhile, an oak tree, it makes a tree that looks like that. It's pretty cool. All right, next up, what I'd like to do is find myself a cold biome. And for this cold biome, ideally, we would find, like, say, snowy plains or whatever. But for this one, I think the mountains will kind of work. We're also going to need to have blocks. Any blocks will do. A side note, this is one of the most beautiful places that I have ever seen. There's giant mountains there beyond the fog, giant mountains, tons and tons of structures. This is perfection. Weather, rain. If it's raining and you're in a cold biome, a blizzard will start. And during that blizzard, you could not build up previously. Now that there is a blizzard, or at least snow in this case, I can definitely build up. But if I was in like a snowy plains and there was a blizzard going on, I would definitely be able to build up as well too. Oh, it's beautiful. This is the first time I ever get to see it. Oh, I knew they added rainbows, but wow. Me and you together, we get to stand on the rainbow together. Wow, that's beautiful. It's because it's after the rain right there. Oh, that's so perfect. Hey, take a screenshot. The rainbow is beautiful, and it's right over the village too. I don't know like a more perfect instance. It's beautiful. Alrighty, so last but not least, today we need to take a look at one of the most disgusting things of all time. I'm sorry to say it, but the witch. Look what they did to the nose. Oh, it's nasty. The witch's spawning has been limited in some structures now. Now, again, the specifics, I'm not too sure. I assume that's like maybe places where a witch could usually spawn. But yeah, less witches will spawn than ever before. Look at the variation that they have created for every single mob. That's like the classic witch, right? But then you have like the different outfits, like a sandy one, a purpley one. But the witch every time, you are so disgusting looking. I love it, but I hate it at the same time. Wow. Oh, the laughing too. The laughing is insane. That's crazy. Anyways, Realism Craft update 1.3. That's just about it. My patrons, Ground Crazy May, Medical Boomstick, Fire Dragon 19, Steve M, and Nick C, thank you. I'm so sorry that it took so long to get this video out to you, but I mean, hey, it's here, better late than never, right? These changes are going to be in any version too, so like you're watching in 1.7, they still apply. For more Realism Crafted, tap like, subscribe, and if you haven't yet, check out one of the other episodes. There are 3 different videos out right now. You check them, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.